This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I am delighted to be joined by ring legend Roy Jones Jr. here in Cardiff. Roy, firstly, it's always a pleasure. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. It's good to catch up, like I say. Obviously, your man, your charge, Chris Eubank Jr. returns against Liam Williams in a fight which everybody up and down the UK is looking forward to. Firstly, talk to me about Liam's preparations and how much involvement you've been able to have, because I know you've only just recently travelled over from the US.
Yeah, but the thing I like about Chris is anything that I teach Chris, he continues to learn it even when I'm not around. So when I get back, I'm always surprised at how much better he's gotten at the things that I taught him when I last seen him. But he did come spend a solid year and a half with me straight. So it's so easy now to just come and sharpen up the things that we do, because that solid year and a half gave me a chance to mold him into a different fighter.
This is the perfect chance for yourself and Chris to show what you've been working on in the gym with a level of opponent in Liam Williams. What are you expecting from this fight on Saturday night? What are you expecting Chris to produce?
I expect him to produce a lot of fireworks, a lot of different things that people haven't seen him do, because he's a very knowledgeable guy. He loves boxing, he loves learning, and I think he's going to show you some of the things that he's learned that you haven't seen yet.
Do you think Chris will win by stoppage? I know you're going to say he's going to win, but do you think it will be one which will end inside the distance?
I think he will. I mean, I think his punching power is good enough to stop anybody. So, yes, I think he'll win by stoppage. But, I mean, don't get it wrong. Liam is no weak guy. Liam is a tough guy to stop. So, I mean, it's going to be a tough one. Andre found that out the hard way. He thought he had Liam, and then Liam ended up going the distance with him. So, Liam ain't an easy guy to stop.
Well, I want to get your thoughts on something. Over social media, some people have been critical of Junior since he's teamed up with you, just because they haven't maybe seen him implement the style as much as what they'd like to so far. Are you happy with the work yourself and Chris have produced so far? Have you got anything to say to those who are doubting the partnership?
No, I'm happy because it's a two-part series. First, you have to stop him from being a guy that just goes out and just motors and fights toe-to-toe all the time. You got to first change that narrative. But the way you change that narrative is you have to give him something else to do. So when you teach him the other way to look at boxing, it takes a while for him to get it, but now he's starting to get it. Now he still hasn't fully got it yet, but he's getting it, and he's understanding better as each camp goes. So I first had to make him understand that fighting toe-to-toe all the time is not the way to go, because that won't fix for a long career. But when you use your brain, you have the ability, you have hand speed, you have foot speed, you have power, you have explosiveness, you have a lot of the things that I had that made me dynamic. Made my dynamics, made me excited and explosive. I was dynamite in the ring. You have those qualities, but you have to use them. You can't go out there and try to be dynamite every second of every round. It's only going to kill you. So,
with this fight, provided Junior's successful, what type of statement do you think it would send out to the rest of the division?
I think it'll send out a hell of a message, but the main thing is that he wants Gennady Golovkin, I know. And Gennady Golovkin wants Canelo, but I don't think Canelo's going to give him that fight again. So since you can't get Canelo, the next best name is what? Chris Eubank Jr. So the winner of that fight will almost force Canelo to have to come out. Because now we got two superpowers that met at middleweight that are willing to come up and meet you at a catchweight and fight. So,
well, I just want to get your thoughts as well with regards to Junior and coming away from home, being in the Lion's Den, as it's been said, or the Dragon's Den rather, being here in Wales. How much are you guys looking forward to that being not necessarily the away fighter as it's Eubank Jr. Williams, but technically you are?
Well, it's because, to me, I think Junior's done it did it several times before. Because he's done it several times before, it's like he's used to it. He loves it. He loves the narrative of making him the underdog. He loves that. So when people make him the villain, he don't necessarily choose that side, but he'll take that too.
Roy's brought up in the press conference the rematch clause. Can you discuss as to why that one was put in?
I didn't do it. I don't know much about it, but in my just humble opinion of boxing and knowing boxing, you go into a guy's hometown to give him a shot, and you number one and he's number two. Quite naturally, you feel like it could possibly be a bad situation on a decision because you're in his hometown. So if it is, let us be able to redo that. Now, not nobody said it's going to be there, but if it was a close decision and he got it, then of course you want an opportunity to go back and redo that because you're giving him a shot in his hometown.
Roy, just final thing I want to get your thoughts on. The heavyweight division finally seemed to be settled last week. Huge purse bids won by Frank Warren and Bob Arum for the FURY-WHYTE fight. What was your thoughts on it?
I think it's a good fight. I'm looking forward. Can't wait for it to happen. That's the fight I would have rather seen. I don't want to see Joshua Usyk. I want to see Joshua. I mean, not Joshua. I don't want to see Fury Usyk. I want to see FURY-WHYTE.
You'd rather see FURY-WHYTE over Fury Usyk?
Yes.
What would you make? What do you make of FURY-WHYTE then?
Well, I think Fury beats him because it's a tough fight for both fighters, but White has the power to take him out at one shot, at any time with one shot, which makes it much more dynamic for the fans to see. At the same time, Fury got to spend his time neutralizing that and keeping White in check. And so that's a beautiful thing to see. But with Usyk, these guys both are boxers. Nobody's going to take nobody out. They're just going to box each other out. It's going to be a technical fight. The heavyweight division don't need that right now. We got too many fireworks going on. We don't need a technical fight right now. We need fireworks in the heavyweight division because we're trying to bring boxing back. And the heavyweight is the ultimate division in boxing. So don't give them a chess match in the heavyweight division. Give us fireworks. We'll take chess matches in other divisions. Give us fireworks in this division.
Roy, I just want to get your thoughts on AJ as well. There was talk of him potentially stepping aside and that never materialised. Do you think that would have been a smart move on his behalf?
Depends on how he did it and why he did it. So I can't say that. You can't say it's a smart move unless you know how he did it and why he did it. You know, so it's like, for instance, if you say, I want to step aside, I found somebody I like training with, I want to go get better, then I want to come back and do it, and they're going to pay me $25 million to go do that. Pay me $25 million to go get better, why not? But if you're saying, I'm going to step aside just because I want to make $25 million, then I can't. That's not a good reason. If you're going to say, I want to step aside because, like I said, just because it's $25 million, it's not a good reason. If you're stepping aside to get better, then okay.
What do you make of the training situations with Anthony Joshua? Would you put your hat in the mix?
No, I wouldn't put my hat in the mix. I mean, it's simple. I'm not that guy that's going to put my hat in the mix. If you come find me, you like what I do, then we can work. I'm not going to put my hat in the mix. If you go look at trainers, you go look at trainers, go ahead. I don't want to be one of the guys you come look at. Either you do or you don't.
Roy, I just want a final message from you before you shoot off. What would you like to say to the UK boxing fans ahead of Saturday night?
You guys are the best fans in the world when it comes to boxing fans. You guys deserve every good fight you guys get. I'm looking forward to all the beautiful fights that you guys have been producing. I would have loved to come here and fight in my prime because this is the mega of boxing as far as fans go. You guys are the best fans, absolute best fans ever. And these fights, even these inter-country fights, with Williams and Eubank. That is a big fight. That's a good fight, but number one and number two are fighting. Around the world, it's kind of hard to get number one and number two to fight. Even Clarissa is coming over here to fight and try to get it so she can fight the next best or the other A opponent in her weight class. You understand me? So it's like, this is what boxing is all about. But you guys make it worth their while to come, so they should come.
Roy, as always, it's a pleasure to see you. I appreciate your time. Thank you for speaking to me in Boxing Social.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roy.